Hey everybody, it's Joel Irway with dailyfeexamprep.com, and today we are going to be talking about trigonometric identities. So this is going to fall under the general FE exam specification if you're following along under the mathematics and advanced engineering mathematics subjects, and with particular to the topic of analytic geometry and trigonometry. So let's hop right into the question. So today's question is simplify the following expression: tangent theta plus cosine theta divided by 1 plus sine theta. Now these can be a little tricky, these trigonometric identities, but the first thing I want to show you is that we do have a reference handbook. We do have the trigonometric identities listed in the reference handbook, so you want to be sure to get familiar with these. And they are shown on page 20 of the NCEES supplied reference handbook, and there's a lot of them. Okay, so get familiar with them. Get familiar with as many as you can. I know there's a lot in here, and my general opinion is pretty much from sine theta over 2 down. I don't know if they'll actually be on there. These are pretty advanced, but get familiar with as many as possible. So I'm going to be referencing this while solving this problem. So let's hop right to it. The first thing that I like to do when I'm looking at one of these trigonometric identity problems is I like to get the entire thing in terms of sine or cosine if possible. Okay, so let's go ahead and write this out real quick. We have tangent theta plus cosine theta over 1 plus sine theta. And we know that, first of all, we want to get as many terms as possible into sine and cosine. So we know that tangent theta is equal to sine theta over cosine theta. So let's go ahead and convert that. So sine theta over cosine theta plus cosine theta over 1 plus sine theta. Okay, so we've got everything in terms of sine and cosine. So the next step that we want to do is we want to get a common denominator. So the way that we do this is that we're going to multiply each fraction by the equivalent of 1 to get the common denominator. Okay, so let me show you how I'm doing that. So we've got sine theta over cosine theta plus cosine theta over 1 plus sine theta. So what we're going to do is we're going to multiply each fraction by the opposite denominator as a factor of 1. Okay, so for sine theta over cosine theta, we're going to multiply it by 1 plus sine theta over 1 plus sine theta. It's completely legal. It's just basically getting a common denominator. And for cosine theta over 1 plus sine theta, we're going to multiply that by cosine theta over cosine theta. So what we'll have is 1 plus sine theta times sine theta plus cosine squared theta all over cosine theta times 1 plus sine theta. Okay, so just to kind of reiterate that, all we did was we multiplied each fraction by the opposite denominators in terms of 1. So for the second one, we did cosine theta over cosine theta. And for this one, we did 1 plus sine theta over 1 plus sine theta. And that's how we came up with what we got down here at the bottom. All right? So if we continue multiplying that out, we get a simplified expression of sine theta plus sine squared theta plus cosine squared theta all over cosine theta times 1 plus sine theta. And all I did was I simply multiplied the entire expression out from what we had on the previous slide. Okay, so now if we refer back to our trigonometric identities, we can see that sine squared theta plus cosine squared theta is equal to 1. So where do we have that in this application above? Well, right here. Okay, so this is now going to be equal to 1. So it pretty much cancels all that out. So now we are left with sine theta plus 1 over cosine theta times 1 plus sine theta, okay? Well, let's go ahead and rewrite that so it's a little bit more clear, and I won't make you sit through my writing. Okay, so here's what we're left with when we simplify the expression from the previous slide. So we are left with sine theta plus 1 over cosine theta times 1 plus sine theta. All right, so now you can see that we have two similar terms on the numerator and denominator, sine theta plus 1 and 1 plus sine theta. Those are going to cancel out, and what we are left with is 1 over cosine theta. And we know from our identities that 1 over cosine theta is equal to secant theta, which, okay, so if we look over here at our options, we can see that that is option C, secant x or secant theta. So hopefully that was easy to understand and cleared up some questions for you guys. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. If you have any more questions, and please continue to share these videos and like the videos so we can gain more exposure with these daily FE exam prep problems. So I'm Joel Irway, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.